Let's walk through some of the options for editing the metrics view. So we'll show you using the UI, editing the code directly, and using AI to edit the code for you. And I have a metrics view here with just 3 simple measures at the moment. Let's add something into it. So I click the plus symbol next to the measures sign to open up the tab, the panel for adding in a measure. And the first kind is a simple metric, which is a sum or average or count or min or max of an existing column. So let's do a click count. It'll automatically give a programmatic name, which is going to be all in lowercase and using underscores. And then I can give that a display name as well. And I choose the format. I don't have to format it at all, but humanize is a good default. You'll see in the list there's also currency options and percentages. And if you like, you can in code enter in a precise D3 based format. You can look that up in our documentation. But normally a simple format works quite well. Give it a description. So total number of registered clicks. So the description, which shows up in the hover over tooltips, is a nice way of adding a little bit of context. And I can add that measure. And I'm going to move it to the top of the list as well, just for the demo, just so it's easy to find my change. And if I flip across to another tab, you could just see it flicking there as it adjusted to include the new metric that I've just added into the model. So all the screens that I've got open are going to be updated as I go, which is very nice for working along. And you can see how the humanize is taking a millions figure there and a thousands figure there and abbreviating it. And you can see in the tooltip the total number of registered clicks, giving that extra bit of context. And I can select the measure I've just created and immediately see how that splits down across all the dimensions as well. So very quick to go from the change to being able to preview that before you publish. Now there's one other option that I skipped past, but if I reopen the measure and I click the summable metric, that gives the model a little bit more context. And if I save that change and flip back, saying that it's a summable metric means it knows that it's able to calculate the percent of total, that's a valid thing to do with that metric. So if you tick that box for any measure, it's going to add an additional column. You might not want to do that. If you leave it off, things will still work. Here's the overall spend, and it just gives a slightly different presentation of the data. Now let's do something that's editing the code directly. I'll go back to my metrics view and switch on the code view, the button in the top left there. And there, for instance, is the measure I've just added. So the code and the UI are perfectly in sync, but let's add something below this. Now I will tend to prefer copying an existing measure. I just find it easier for editing code to work with something that already exists. And let's do a click-through rate. So for that, I want the total registered count, but I'm going to divide that by the impressions count. So there's my calculation. This is my click-through rate. Remember, lowercase for the name, uppercase or human readable for the display name. I don't want a humanize in this case. I want a percentage. And notice there's some autocomplete helping me along the way. And this is my click-through rate. And autosave is on. You can see in the bottom right, that's on by default for the metrics views that are quick to change and edit. And if I flip across, there is my click-through rate being added in with the description and so on, automatically updated. And if I like, I can switch on multi-select and select all the measures that I'm working on so I can see the new ones as they come in. And now finally, let's switch to editing using AI. For that, I'm going to use an external code editor. The way I'm going to use the AI to edit the code is using my preferred IDE, which is VS Code, but you can use any text editor or IDE that you like. This is actually an important point about the BI as code model, which is being code-based. You don't have to feel restricted to just using the Rill environment. You can use your favorite IDE, you can build workflows, you can dynamically generate files and insert them into a repository. Anything that you can do with code or automation, you're going to be able to do with Rill code as well. So I have that metrics view that we were looking at open in my IDE here. I have the chat window open. I'm speaking to ChatGPT for my code agent, and I'm just going to ask it to add a CPM measure to this metrics view. And the context of the file plus the question is usually enough to get good results. So it's looking at the file, and there you go, it's added a CPM metric. So that's created the measure for me there, and it's taking the spend divided by the number of impressions and creating the cost per mil from that. And because these are all connected, so as soon as I make a file change locally, that's going to get picked up by Rill. So I can flip across to the dashboard and see how that's updating. So a very nice fast process, but AI not perfectly reliable. So that $4 million is per 1,000 impressions. That is not correct. So I can flip back. In this case, it's made a small error. I'm going to switch that multiplication to a division. And that is a far more reasonable number. So AI makes it very quick to add changes. The architecture of Rill makes it very quick to check the changes, but also the AI is not necessarily perfect. So do check the results. And then once you're happy with that, then that's just a change into the model. Again, I can add it to my list of things that I'm checking on the right-hand side here. So Rill allows me to very quickly check how all of those three measures varies across every single dimension that's available. So it's a very nice development environment for shipping things quickly. And I haven't had to make any new dashboard designs or anything like that to publish this. This is just going to go straight into the hands of my users to slice and dice.